Oh, Rue, I didn't agree with you this week, sweetheart. Not at all.
And I'm like, come on through, Cook. Yeah. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 11, episode 9. And as I said, I did not agree with Ru this week. But we will get to that, so let's talk, honey. Let's talk. Okay. Miss Silky, I'm going to need you to bring it on down, sis. Now, I've been standing Team Silky. Y'all know I like Silky. I like Silky a lot. I'm Team Silky. I live for her. But seems like all of you all, I don't know if it's I don't know where it's coming from, but all of you are seeming as though at some point in this you're getting, you're having a good week or a couple of good weeks, and then you start feeling your puss. And it's kind of like a little nasty little spirit that's going around in the workroom, and it's just touching on all of y'all. But this time it's your turn, Silky. I've been letting you slide, and I ain't been saying much. But you really are feeling yourself a little bit, and I'm going to need you to bring it on down. Bring it on down. Because you don't want to be, you know what I mean? You don't want to be in that list of queens that are just bitchy. You're good. You know you're good. You don't have to tell everybody you're good. Let them see that you're good. You don't have to tell them because it comes across bad. So bring it on down. Simmer down. Stop being, and then you're like on edge, like you're ready to argue and fight. Girl, bring that mess on down. You don't want that. You don't want that. Trust me. When this is all over with, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want people to even believe that you're on edge and ready to fight, because they'll come to fight you. They will come to fight you and argue with you and play that little nasty social media game with you. You don't want to do all that, girl. So just stop it. Anyway, so let's talk about the Benny Challenge. The Benny Challenge was reading is fundamental. Now, this is the thing. I don't know. Is it time to start coming up with new stuff? It may be time to start coming up with new challenges, new monumental challenges or twists to our challenges, because like the Snatch Game sucked in last week, and there's been another couple seasons where Snatch Game is just like, and we sit around and we wait on the Snatch Game, but it was terrible this season. And then this reading is fundamental is another challenge that everybody lives for. These reads were like, it was just corny. It was corny. The read, reads are based in fact. They're based in fact, and it's not so much as mean-spirited. And this challenge really pointed out, these bitches are not friends. These bitches aren't making friends. They are really, it's a cat fight waiting to happen is what's going on with the season 11 girls. I don't feel the love in the room. I feel very much of this, honey. Yeah, bitch. I'm waiting on you, bitch. That's what I'm feeling in the room as a whole. Other than Brooklyn and Vanjie. And theirs is more of an over-shoulder look, and then they kissing. You know what I mean? But they still got that little persnippety in them, honey, even though they kissing and carrying on. I don't know. It just kind of just shows up that it's kind of, the reads were corny because they were a slight bit mean-spirited and not really all that based in truth. It's just saying nasty shit just to say it. More opinionated. More than anything else, saying what you think and trying to cut a bitch with it. But anyway, the winner of the mini challenge was Brooklyn. So what they were actually going to be doing is more of a improv type of television show spoof. It's LADP, and it was going to actually, they were going to be playing off of Fortune Feimster and that fine ass Cheyenne Jackson, honey. And then we also had Natasha Leung, which was she was a guest judge as well. But Cheyenne and Fortune actually did the improv with the girls, and then they actually sat in as judges as well. So it was Los Angeles Drag Patrol, honey, and the girls were working in pairs. So Brooklyn got to be able to put them in pairs. So I would say that Brooklyn was being strategic. She claimed that she wasn't. The fact that she brought it up, bitch, you were. And when I looked at how she paired it up, yeah, bitch. And there's that. See, that's the thing. When you make strategic moves like this, there's no shame in these moves. Bitch, those are the moves you're supposed to be making. That's why there are challenges for you to win the challenge, bitch, to throw the monkey wrench in there. Listen. I would boomerang, windmill, shade them bitches every time. I'll get all the bitches that pose as a problem for me out of the way. Pair them against each other. You don't put them together. You pair them against each other. Bitch, you better play chess. This is not a game of checkers. And I don't know, you know me, I probably wouldn't even be playing chess. I'd be playing Chinese checkers on these bitches. Some shit that they ain't never seen before. I'd be mixing it up, shaking it. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And trust me, if Ru needed to do it, and Ru was a contestant, that bitch was ship shape and shake you bitches every time. RuPaul, at the end of the day, is one of the smartest businessmen that I know. That bitch would be playing Chinese checkers while the smart bitches was playing chess and the dumb bitches was playing checkers. I promise you she would. That's why she put this shit together like this. And nobody seems to get it. Anyway, I should just say, shut up, James. Save your shit. Shut up. So whatever day my day come, bitch, just know, honey, you're going to think I work for Parker Brothers, bitch. Anyway, moving on. So Brooklyn put herself with Nina West. She put Vanjie and Plastique together. Child, you can't tell me that wasn't a setup. She put Akira and Evie. That didn't work for her. And she put Silky and Sugar together. Perfect. Okay, so dig this. So there were going to be, they had their little skits. The Akira and Evie were twerking girls, which basically hookers. They're basically hookers, corner hookers, but they twerk instead of hooking. You know what it is. And twerking is against the law in their little skit. So they did their little skit. This didn't work. This didn't work. Brooklyn, you screwed up. Because you put it over there, baby, and Akira switched up on their ass and actually surrendered to the character she was playing instead of, because it's her total opposite, which is what I tell you all the time. If I have to do an acting situation, I want to be something totally different than me. I want to play the bad guy because I think I'm a very nice person. I want to be a low down, dirty villainess or villain, whichever I'm doing, male or female. I want to be the complete opposite of myself. I want to be able to submerge myself and have fun being opposite of what I do on a daily basis. And this is what Akira did. Baby, Akira got down. She wasn't pulled up at all. She was a low budget whore. And she did the shit out of it. And Evie and her played well off each other. And they just meshed and fell into each other. And they created that story as they went. And it was sheer genius. It really was. And I usually don't like little corny stuff like this. It was funny. It was funny. And baby, my favorite part was when that damn Akira at the end was running away. Funny as hell. Funny as hell. They were good, so you messed up there, Brooklyn. Brooklyn and Nina. Nina was going the regular camp route. The campy route, which is her her comfort zone. And she was thinking, yeah, Brooklyn put me with her because she's not a good actress. And I am a good actress. I am good at theatrical things. And they were a feud and trailer park neighbors, is what they were. And one of them was a nudist. So naturally, Nina was like, girl, let's go the route of I'll be the nudist because that will shock them. But no, it really wouldn't, because with you being in it, we know what you give. So we knew you would actually go for that because that is camp. That is very what Divine would have done. Very what Lady Bunny would do. All of like the heavy set campy girls would definitely submerge themselves in that, and because the mainstream folk think that that's funny. But Brooklyn was like, no, bitch, this is the setup, girl. No, girl, I feel more comfortable with this. She wanted to play the nudist because she was planning on coming out of her shell and submerging herself into the role. And she did. She submitted to the role, and she did very well. But she literally overpowered. She overdid it. She overpowered Nina, but she couldn't shut Nina down because Nina is very good at what she does. She's very good at it. So she couldn't shut her all the way out. But with her doing all she did, it came across overbearing for me. So, man, it was just okay. Vanjie and Plastique, child, listen, they were catfighting girls. So they were basically dressed in cat suits. Sort of like a spin on the the little fur people. I don't know what the correct term for them, but you know who I'm talking about. The people that wear the costumes and they dress as the fuzzy animals and stuff. It was like a slutty kind of nod to them, and they were like dressed as cats. And then their skit, as they were going, they went somewhere, and it just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. It was more, it was very uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. It was like watching Plastique molest Cheyenne Jackson, which I ain't mad with you, bitch. I understand it. That Cheyenne Jackson is fine. I don't, child, I love him. I always catch him on the American Horror Story side of things. And baby, I don't care what character he played, girl, I'll be like, oh, Cheyenne, get over here. Get over here. He fine. But anyway, she was rubbing and feeling all over him, and I was like, oh, that was kind of uncomfortable and weird. And then her and Vanjie, Vanjie's always the same character. What, bitch? Huh, bitch? What? Vanjie thinks that being it's a black ghetto girl. Like, that's funny to her. That's her go-to. It's funny the first 2 times we see you do it, and then every time after that, it's just like, all right, girl. So that's kind of what it gave. So they just imploded, and it was just a mess. It was awful. It was really awful. Vanjie looked cute, though. Vanjie did look cute. She looked femme, and she looked cute. The last group was Silky and Sugar, which they were back alley butt pad sellers. And they were selling bad butt pads. And, of course, Sugar is chill. Sugar's chill. And Silky is too much. And that was like on purpose that Brooklyn put them together so they could cancel each other out. They would cancel each other out. Silky's going to overpower Sugar, and people are going to say that Silky was overbearing. They would cancel each other out, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because Silky don't know how to pull back. But you need to learn. You need to learn. And you know what? And I'm going to tell you, from the very beginning, do you all remember when the VH1 did the special announcing the girls and bringing the girls to us, and we got to meet the girls with Aquaria and all of that before the season actually started, a few weeks before the season actually started? That's after all this was filmed. So, Silky, we see that you didn't really learn everything you needed to learn while the show was going on because you were overbearing on that show. When I first came in contact with her, and I really liked her because it was the very first time I've seen her. If I were to see that program now, 9 weeks after this, I probably wouldn't like Silky because when I think back on it, she was very much overbearing on that. That's just it. You haven't learned when and how to pull some. You got to learn how to pull some of it back, sis. You got to pull some of it back. You can't give it everything every time because it does become overbearing. It really does. I'm not trying to be mean. You know I'm a fan. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just telling you. That old takeover spirit, you got to get it up off of you. You got to get it up off of you. Doing the most, rolling all on the floor and all this kind of shit. Yeah, girl, it's not necessary every time. It really isn't. You ain't got to go full throttle every time. Sometimes you can just give them a little quickie, girl. Just a little bit, bitch. Just a little something to make them want to call you back, bitch. Remember that. Anyway, so moving on. So, I'm telling you, the Acaria and Evie for me were like the best ones. Okay, so let's move on. Now, the runway challenge was Face Kini Fantasy. And for those of you who don't know what a Face Kini is, Face Kini is really I think it's really a nod to our leather community and kinky leather and kinky community. The both of them, because they are a little bit different. You know, kinky is a little piece of the leather, but it's not everything. Because people kind of think when you say leather community, they start thinking kinky. Those are two different things. There are people that are in the leather community that aren't way out kinky, and there's people that are way out kinky. So it is what it is. But I think it was a nod. It's a nod. Face Kini is a nod to the both of them. Face Kini is, and people get confused, and this happened with some of the girls. Plastique and Silky are the ones that come to mind. Face Kini covers at most of your face, and there's usually like a little piece, like a bikini. There's like a little piece, and then your eyes will be out, and your mouth will be out, but not so cut. Your mouth may not even be out. You don't even have to have your mouth out. And Face Kini, you could actually, I'm gonna tell you, if I was going to do the challenge, I would have used Deadpool's mask as a reference. That's what I would have done. I would have done Deadpool's mask, but where the eyes, you know, his eyes, they're black, I would have left that out and painted the shit out of my eyes. Like I'd have did stones and glitter and some other shit like that, and maybe switch up contacts or something. But I would have played, you know, you got to really, you need to make your eyes pop for that category. Face Kini Fantasy, your eyes needed to pop, but they definitely need to be showing. And if you're a bitch with a fierce lip, let the lip show. But I would have covered my lips for that one. I would have played definitely on the eyes. I would have been giving you female Deadpool with the eyes out, and the eyes would have been given. I would have let them have it. But anyway, so that's more what Face Kini is. Now, Plastique did more of a cage on her face. That's not Face Kini. And she had a cute outfit and all of that, but the mask just didn't work. It didn't work. And then Silky just basically had on a damn ski mask with a bug head on top. And I was like, you missed it altogether. Everybody was back there getting their stuff painted and stuff. And of course, it wasn't going to take them as long as it would to really paint like they usually do, because you didn't have to really work on contours and all that stuff. And hair and all, you know, you didn't have to really worry about hair and stuff too much because you weren't doing all that. Silky was back there fucking around, playing around, dancing, singing, and Carrie, they kept saying, girl, what you doing? I ain't got to do no paint. She didn't paint at all. She just slipped that damn mask over her face, and it was just a ski mask, and it just was a mess. And then she had this, like, really cheap-looking patent. It wasn't patent. It was like vinyl. This vinyl suit I said, girl, mm-mm. The suit was given very bad casual wear for an Atlanta pageant, and the mask was just given wrong. And it just didn't look good. It just looked disheveled. It didn't look good at all. It was bad. And again, slow down. Stop thinking you the shit. Go over what it is that you're doing and make sure you're on target. You make sure you're on task. And you were not with this. You were really feeling your puss, but you were completely way off task with this. Okay. Akaria did a whole nod to like nip tuck. It was like a bodysuit, and it looked like she was pre plastic surgery, but everything was done in beads and rhinestones. All of the markings were beads and rhinestones. Very different, very cute. It was like a nude body tone, but you knew it was a suit. Very interesting. It was very interesting, very, very cute. And at time, there was a time constraint and you would have a very hard time doing it to yourself, but that would be so fierce if she had been able to actually do that with her actual body naked, because she actually has surgery body. If she would have been able to actually do that and glue the stuff right to her, that would have been so fierce. But what she did was fierce. It was fierce, and they had the whole mask in it and all of that. My favorite two, though, was Sugar and Nina. Sugar's, I thought, was flawless. It was so, it made, when I looked at it, it looked like the leather community and the drag community just banged together and imploded. And it was very My Fair Lady, with the ruffles and all that and the hat and all that stuff and the print. And when she turned, she had the face skinny though, and it had the eyes and the mouth and that, and it had like leather around it. And when that bitch turned around, it was a leather strip on both sides of her zipper, and the zipper went all the way up the back of her outfit and all the way up the head to the best. Everything was all covered, and it literally looked like child. Shit. It just looked like My Fair Lady in the dungeon, honey. I said, yes, God. That was my favorite one overall. Second, I loved Nina's. I loved Nina West's outfit. Nina West's outfit gave me Lee Bowery down. If you don't know who Lee Bowery is, the younger folks, go and Google him. Go Google him. But it gave me Lee Bowery down, and Lee Bowery is definitely a gay icon. So I was definitely here for it. It was like dead on. I said, I got you, Nina. I caught the reference. Bitch, you did it to death. That was literally, I think, my favorite look that I've seen Nina in since this whole thing has started. I loved it. Everything, even down to her shoes. It was so polished and so tailored, and it looked so good on her. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I loved it. And then I really did like Brooklyn's. Brooklyn's was very Brooklyn. It was very glitz and glamour version, very Vegas Cirque du Soleil is what it looked like to me. It did. She looked like a Cirque du Soleil character. She had like a horse head, but it was done in wire and beads and stuff. It was really, really, it was really good. Really good, and sequins and all. It was really good. Really good. It looked like money. Looked very expensive. And looked good on her. Vanjie's was by far the worst. That jumpsuit, and the fit was off. Why is there a waistline seam in the front of that jumpsuit? That's the last thing Vanjie needs. Vanjie don't need no seam cutting across her torso, because her torso is already short. Vanjie has a very short torso, which makes her look, because she's short anyway, but it makes her look very pushed in. And that little seam across there, it made her, everything just wasn't looking right. Her tuck wasn't looking right. It just wasn't right. It wasn't right. She was giving me little boy. And I just was, hey, it was giving you, little Spanish boy. That's what it was giving. I said, I don't like that. I don't like that. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't, the fit wasn't good. It just wasn't constructed well. Her mask was separating, and it just wasn't good to me. Now, I love the effect with the ponytail. That was kind of Lee Bowery as well. But it just wasn't it wasn't done well, and it wasn't designed well because it was not for the right person. She's too short. She's too short for that. And it just didn't look good to me. Akaria ended up being the overall winner for the week. Vanjie and Plastique ended up in the bottom. I disagree. I disagree. And actually, I would have actually put Vanjie and Silky in the bottom is what I would have done. And even though those are my two people, you know, I'm team Vanjie and I'm team Vanjie and I'm also team Silky. But I believe that Vanjie has gone as far as she needs to go. I think Vanjie has shown what she has, and it's kind of over for my Vanjie unless something else happens later. But anyway, Vanjie definitely deserves to be in the bottom. Like I said, I don't think Plastique should have been there. I don't. I think she should have been given grace. And I think that Silky should have actually been there. Because again, I thought Silky was overbearing in her skit, but they liked her. They did like her, but I thought she was just overbearing. But anyway, and then that, you know, that damn challenge, that shit, that was just horrible. But anyway, so them two get down there. Fantasia was the artist that they chose, and it was Hood Boy, which is like one of my least favorite Fantasia songs. But okay, come on. And I know Rue likes that song because it's actually been used, I think, before. Or it was Baby Mama. Rue likes Fanny when she does that type of music. And that's not my thing. I like Fanny doing ballads. But anyway. I couldn't. I couldn't. And then it all got down to it. Vanjie was performing. And them shoes. What was them shoes that Vanjie had on? She needed boots on. She had on like these little dancing shoes. I said, girl, where is you going with the mother of the bride shoes on with this patent leather shit on? And it was like snakeskin. It just looked, the shoes looked ridiculous. And then she's so short and they looked like little cage muffins. Honey. I was like, that's ugly. But, she was performing her ass off. She was performing her ass off, but her chest was flat. And like I said, she was looking like a little boy. And then she's doing this song, and the song is very hard. It is dun, 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 and she's all into it. She's like, that's how I like it. You know, and Fanny is giving very much that, you know, she's singing real hard. And Vanjie already hard. So it was given that. And she bending down and that's what Vanjie was given. Now, you know that. I'm going to do it again. That ain't drag, baby. That ain't drag. Shit. Not at all. That's drag king. That ain't a drag queen. So it was giving me very much man tease. And to say the least, literally, Vanjie looked like a hood boy in a Nacho Libre outfit, honey, giving you Fantasia, and I just hated it. I hated it so much. And then Rue eliminated Plastique, and I completely disagreed. I really felt like it should have been Silky and Vanjie in the bottom, and Silky would have definitely sent Vanjie home yeah, I think Silky would have sent Vanjie home on a. Yeah. Silky would have sent Vanjie home on the damn lip sync challenge. But that's how I thought it should have went. I thought this should have actually been Vanjie's week to go home. But her sister Silky should have been the one to send her. Plastic should still be in the competition. But anyway. Okay, Rue, we'll do what you want to do, honey, this time. This time. All right, you guys. Sorry about this video being late, but I know there's some people who were really waiting to see what I had to say. I don't know why. Y'all probably already knew what I was going to say. Love y'all. I'll see y'all next week.